Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you one of the best by far tools we're going to be using. And this is going to pretty much be broken and allow you to make a stupid amount of money. And I'll show you the best way to use this, make it really applicable. So first things we're going to do is I'm going to quickly check through this, get some exalted relic W, get another exalted relic W. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to the new zone. So firstly, I'm going to grab myself a boat real fast. Okay, so I'm going to be heading on down to the chasm, as I saw one person pronounce it chasm. It was actually so funny because guys, it's not chasm, it's actually chasm. So we're gonna firstly get the Mariana or Merlin's Veil. Okay, so we'll get Merlin's Veil, and then hopefully I don't drown.
And today might just be your lucky day, but if you're watching this video within 1 week of it coming out, then you will actually be able to enter into my Oni Ralphix set giveaway. I'm going to be giving away every single fish for this. And to enter, all you need to do is go down and click that hype button and then hype this video, and then go and comment your Roblox username down below. But once again, hype this video, comment your Roblox username, and that will enter you into the Oni Ralphix giveaway. And I'm going to be giving this away to multiple people.
That'd be a shame. Okay, now we're here. So as you might be able to tell, it is extremely dark. So I'm going to turn this up real fast. So one of the main things that I'm going to point out is there's actually an item here. So this item we're going to try to catch is called the Radiant Crystal. So the Radiant Crystal, as you can expect, this is a gemstone rarity. Luck favoring for gemstone. Nothing directly is a really high rod progression reduction. So we're going to fish in this section. So when you're fishing here, the main thing about the Radiant Crystal that really overpowered is when you're actually catching it, you can get some crazy value out of it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can even manage to get it in the first place. Crystal Geode. So obviously you can't fish here for too long. You have to go back out and then get the Mariana or Merlin's Veil every time. So what we're gonna do though is when we're here, there's actually an item. Once we catch this, I'll show you why. So it has decent sell value, I'm not gonna lie. But when we catch this is what I'd like to point out. Radiant Crystal has a special slippery behavior that player loses 0.015 roll every second. This effect applies 2.5x faster when the fish is not currently on the fishing bar. There is no limit to the control reduction. Upon catching the Radiant Crystal, the player is granted Divine effect for 2 minutes. Correct. Divine grants plus 2x luck, and it stacks, meaning if you manage to catch this fish over and over and over, right, it'll stack and just give you a plus 2x luck continuously. Now, this will, as it said, stack, meaning you can get infinite luck out of this. Now, the reason why this is very overpowered is, you can come down here as much as you want. Obviously, I'm using the Oni Ralphix. I just got this rod, so there's no enchant on it. But say you're using some rod, you have an Aurora, right? You crafted a rainbow totem, something like that, and you're getting a ton of value out of that. Now, the reason why this is really broken, to say the least, is as you might know, an Aurora has I think 8 or 9x increase to luck. So 8 to 9x, I mean, that's decent, but you can get infinitely stacking luck from this. And I mean, that's really broken. So what this means is as a player, you can get a super high basic luck before you go and do something like catching a fish, like the Elder Mossjaw, things like that, where normally you'd want to use super high favoring bait. That's normally impossible to get. Instead, you can just get a super high stacked like this, and then you can use something like the Temple Eye, just teleport over there and go and catch it. Now I'll show you what I mean in a second. Not able to pull one. So we can use a thing such as the Temple Eye. As you see, this is what we're going to try to get. So just completed the bestiary. Pretty peak. But the Radiant Crystal, this is what it is. So Radiant Crystal, very rare gemstone rarity, making it, even more rare. Essentially though, what we're going to be looking at is once you get this, you can easily, use rods with super low kg to where this isn't an issue. But when you get the luck benefit of it, you can use a thing like the Temple Eye, like this, boom, and you will teleport down here. Obviously, this account hasn't fully completed it, but then you can just go and do the Mossjaw event. And then you can also make this applicable to farming money and things like that. So I'll show you the best money spot, by the way. So this is after they've nerfed everything. So yes, they have nerfed everything, most values, but the best spot used to be Sunstone, and I'll show you the new best spot for money. So, I mean, this spot is actually pretty decent. So I'll head on over there right now. So the reason why we're going to use this spot is I'll show you the value you can get out of this. This is going to be over at Mushgrove Swamp. So you're going to come here and pretty much you're going to fish either here or Carrot Garden. Depends on if you can run an Aurora or not. So if you can run an Aurora, I'd recommend fishing here because you can get this rocket fuel very commonly first off. And if you use rods like the Luminescent Oath or the Ruinous Oath, you can even get better value from that. With the Sea Overlord and the Sea Prince enchant from Exalted and Cosmic Relics, you can get even better value. Now, even after this, right, you can get the Master Mutation from that, and this is going to make you even more money. But with Sea Overlord, Sea Prince, like I said before, 55% bigger fish caught. And then alongside that, you also get the 9x mutation. Since this thing is not hard to catch, you will get so much value out of this. Now, if you cannot run Auroras, I'd recommend, or if you can, it really depends on your skill because you want to be able to get that. I recommend fishing in Carrot Garden. Downside of Carrot Garden, we can get an exotic here worth a fair decent amount. So we'll be fishing in here, right? And with the ability to catch this. I mean, you can get some really decent value out of this. Now, as a quick note, I'll have at the end of this video a macro video you can check out. That's actually one of the new best macros. And this isn't just like an auto hotkey one or something garbage like that. It's actually a really, really good macro. They have server hopping functions, all sorts of really good things like that. Now, depending on the rod you actually can consistently use, you want to change up your strat. I would recommend using the voided gloves, like I'm wearing them right now. But the voided gloves allow you to get just a random chance to duplicate things. Glitched potions, if you have those will allow you to duplicate every fish caught for about 10 minutes. Now, if you can't fish here, another good spot, no, not if you can or can't. So as you might know, the cultist lair has the Cthulhu, you know, those zone events. I'll show you which one you should farm, but there is a good reason why you should probably go to farm these when it does spawn in. Now, the Cthulhu and Cthulhu have a great value of they have one of the highest base sell values. As you can see, this one has tryhard. I managed to catch it with the tryhard rod whenever it was going, and I had chirogenic on it and it froze when I managed to pull this. So this one we'll use as just a base marker since it's probably the easiest to calculate. But this one, we're gonna come on over here and check its value. So can you tell me the price of this fish? This, as you see, is worth 63,000 and isn't even big. So what this means essentially is if you do have bigger giant on this and mastered, which is only 9x instead of 10x, so you all will lose a 1x to your value increase. But nonetheless, you'll be able to get big or giant on this. You can easily get these worth over 100,000, and I mean very easily. And then on top of this, with the catch chance being pretty high, if you use squid bait, you can get these even easier. So you'll use squid bait, all that, and then you can catch these relatively common. Ruinous Oath is honestly my recommendation, especially once you complete the mastery on Ruinous Oath. You actually get another size boost of 15%, so all fish caught are going to be 70% bigger. I think it's 60 to 70% bigger once you combine Sea Overlord with that. Now, another thing is with the glitch potion, you can actually come on over to this challenges guy right back here. If you don't want to buy it from the black market, claim these. The most common reward you're going to get is a glitched potion or, exalted relics, but glitch potions are very, very common to get from that. And I mean, you can do those quests every like 15 minutes and they're super, super easy, but I'd recommend doing those if you can. Now, the next thing is going to be once you have done both of these, you can obviously, there is another good zone event you can do, which is down in the depths. This is a decent spot, by the way. In the depths, you can fish for the ancient depth serpent. This actually has pretty decent value, I'm not gonna lie. I would recommend fishing for this if you go down there, right? The zone is even spawned in. I would recommend just honestly cycling and checking because it can give you actually decent value. So you're right, if you're going over to one spot, farm money, and on your way there, you go there and then you pass a strange whirlpool, you might as well go down there and check if the absolute darkness event has spawned in because you can get decent value out of this. Especially with newer rods, it's also super easy to catch. So I would honestly recommend fishing down there because you can get great value out of that fish and zone event. But I mean, for the most part, I would recommend once again trying to farm the Cthulhu and Cthulhiths. If you get this benefit of that thing, right, you get the deaths from that crystal, right? If you get that, you get the crystal and you get the boosted luck, you can get nearly 10x. You combine that. The other thing is you combine that with daytime or nighttime. So depending on the fish you're trying to get, you can actually combine it daytime or nighttime and then boost your luck. So similar to whenever the rainbow like strat with the Key of Whispers was in, you can use the similar strategy and benefit off of that because as you know, the Key of Whispers prefers daytime and then combined with a rainbow, which is 10x luck, you pretty much guaranteed catch it or they nerf the price. So it's similar to this. So if you're fishing and the fish you're trying to catch, which is an exotic, has it for daytime, then you combine, you don't have to get an Aurora because you can just go and get this boot luck and then fish there normally. So for the most part, I mean, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I would recommend messing around with this because I'm not going to lie, I can see this getting nerfed. But if this video helped you out,